And we are live. And what's going on? Nice to have you on, and nice to see you again, huh?
Nice to see you again. I'm super excited to be here.
Yeah, you were on Pink Sock podcast on Monday. Well, yeah, Tuesday for me, and it
Yeah,
was like our last episode for the year, I think, because we're
I know.
taking
What is
a
Sunday?
taking a bit of a break because we have busy lives, you know.
Yeah, you got a lot going on.
Mm, especially with Mike. Mike is a fucking crazy, like, busy dude. Like, he's doing radio. I think he's going back into stand up again.
Yeah,
Um,
that's what he was saying. He was just like listing it all off, and I was like, where did you find the time?
yeah, exactly. It's kind of like that with me because, like, I'm a chef, so I work 5 days a week, and then I do this maybe 2 days,
Nice,
two to
nice.
2 days a week, sometimes three. It depends, you know.
That's still a lot.
Yeah. And it takes up most of my fucking time, you know.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure. That's dedication to like do all of the things and do them well.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if it's something that you love doing.
Yeah, it makes it easier for sure.
Yeah, it's probably the same thing with you as well because obviously you run your own company, um, and that will take up most of your time as well.
It does. And like I was actually just talking to someone about this because they were like, when can I see you? Or like, aren't you burnt out? And I was like, I don't feel like I get burnt out until the point I'm like physically exhausted
Yeah,
because I like what I do. And then I'm like, oh, it's time to take a step back. But like
yeah,
I like
exactly.
it. So,
And it's
you know,
also good for your mindset as well. Like,
it is.
you're focusing on one thing than like 20 million other things.
Well, I don't know about that. I'm kind of guilty. I focus on like 5,000 things.
Yeah, yeah.
But I try to at least like set aside, okay, today is like for coffee. And then because I do makeup too. So it'll be like tomorrow's makeup instead of like one day I'm like, oh my God, how do I manage both?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's hard, but sometimes you just got to do it, huh?
Sure, trying, giving it my best shot.
Yeah, it's kind of like that with me as well with work, and like I was in a short-term relationship with somebody that I'm still friends with now, but then it was work, and then trying to make time with her, and then doing this, and then fitting in my gym training schedule as well.
Oh my God. It
Like,
is. It's hard. And it takes a toll on like relationships, whether it's like romantic or friends or whatever. Like life is something.
I know, way, but man, you just have to enjoy it, man. Life's too
Yeah,
short.
for
And
sure. For sure.
so yeah, what are you drinking?
Um, today it's actually just tea. I had
Uh,
coffee this morning.
yeah,
So since it's past 6 p.m., it's just a peppermint tea. But look at this cute little mug. I don't know if you can see, but it says EEK on it.
that's pretty cool. Like, I'm drinking coffee right now. I'm drinking a blend a, from a company from Melbourne called Before You Speak Coffee.
Okay.
Um, they do like really nice coffee beans, and I bought like a 1 kilo bag for like 50 bucks, I think it was, or
Okay.
something like that, and that's gonna last me for like ages. But like, yeah, I'm drinking it that now with some almond milk in it. But I've got my Eric 13 coffee mug.
Very cool. Love it.
Yeah. Um,
Coffee monster. I love that.
yeah, Eric 13's a cool dude. We've had him on the podcast on Pink Sock a few times. He's also a good friend, a good supporter. But
Nice.
yeah, yeah. So how did you get into the whole coffee business for the new listeners out there that don't know?
So I primarily work in TV and film as a makeup artist. And with TV and film days, they're like 12 to 15-hour days. And
Yeah,
so even in my early 20s, I was like, I'm getting burnt out. I can't do this forever. Like if I'm burnt out at 23, this is gonna be a long ride.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So I was like, well, what do I like to do? And I was just like kind of playing with the idea of a retirement plan just for fun.
Yeah.
And I was like, I like coffee. I like monsters. I like to talk to people. I like to host people. I generally just am a people person. So I was like, okay, well, it's got to be something where I can interact with people, and it can't be in an office setting.
Yeah.
So I took all those things, put them together, and I was like, obviously, a spooky coffee shop. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So started putting that like business plan together for like an actual physical brick and mortar. And I just like kind of had it on the back burner. I was like, this is what I'm doing for fun, write a business plan. So had that on the back burner. And then 2020 happened. And with hair and makeup, it just went away. Like TV and film went away, hair and makeup went away. Everything that I'd gone to school for just disappeared off the face of the earth. So I had a slight panic attack, and I was like, what do I do now? And I was like, I have a business plan already. I'm going to use that. So I had to pivot like an insane amount. And I took that business plan, which was going to be a brick and mortar, and I changed it because during COVID, you couldn't have a physical location anyways, which ended up being a blessing. But took that same business plan, rerouted, and it turned into what is EEEK today. So here we are 3 years later.
It's a good turnaround too.
It was something. It was a weird transition.
Yeah, which is good. A lot of people have started their own coffee companies now, like during the pandemic.
For sure. Which like I know I said to you the other day, like you could look at it as competition, or you could look at it as extra resources of like, hey, maybe I'm not doing this right. How do I find someone that's doing it better and ask them? Like, I think it's great.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure AC Slade did the same thing as well.
Yeah, I actually had reached out to him very early on because I saw what he was doing, not realizing that he'd only started right before me. And I was like, this guy's doing a really great job. Like, how do I do this too? He was very nice.
Why did you get advice from him?
I kind of just asked him about like shipping things because I was like, I have no idea. Like shipping is insane, and there's really no way to completely lower the cost. But I was like, I'm gonna reach out to anyone who's doing it well.
Shipping to Australia as well is fucking expensive.
Yeah. I have one guy who they order from like the UK, and every time it's like $70 to ship like 3 bags. And I'm like, God, I love you for really liking my coffee that much.
Especially if they changed the dollar rate as well, and I've noticed that with Catfight.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I only buy Catfight coffee like once every couple of months or whatever, because it's so expensive. It is, but and I love what he does, and his coffee beans are like so fresh. Like he even said that he roasts his coffee beans to order.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if you do that or anything, or do you have everything already pre-packed, ready to go?
Sort of. So mine is also a really small batch. The most that I order at any time is 100 pounds of coffee, which is still a lot of coffee. Like the scheme of things, it's not that much. But I kind of do it as like once that 100 pounds of that blend is out, like I move on to the next one. I kind of just like rotate through until I talk with my roaster and I find another blend that I'm like, oh, I really like this. Can we take, 30% this bean and 30% that bean and the rest this? And like, what happens if we mix it together? So until I find another blend that I'm like, oh, I like this for this monster, I keep kind of rotating through.
Yeah. That's cool. And the packaging as well is always important.
Yeah, thanks.
when it comes to like these type of things. Because I remember even like AC Slade was saying too. Was saying that like he puts 110% into his product, and most
Yeah.
people don't do that, because most people, when they do stuff like that, they just put a sticker in their name and then send
Yeah.
it out with no fucking love and dedication to it. But what he
Yeah.
does, is really great. And have you noticed? Have you bought any of his stuff?
I have. I actually bought. They have like a chai tea something or other. I bought it a while ago. It was so good.
Yeah, yeah. I've got fucking. I think I've pretty much bought almost every fucking coffee blend that he had. And what I normally do once the bags finish, I I rinse out the bag and I dry them off for a couple of days and I keep them.
I mean, they're great packaging. I don't blame you.
Yeah, and the whole idea with his packaging, he said that he wants to do something that's kind of like a cereal box.
Oh
Because
yeah.
when you get the cereal box and it has like a maze, a crossword, or whatever it is at the back, it's the same thing with his. And I think that's brilliant marketing as well.
For sure.
And
That's
what's that?
no, go ahead.
And I also bought like the cat pie like lunchbox, what they were having limited time. So I had that, and so in the lunchbox it's like full of his stuff that he writes the notes, the thank you notes, the stickers,
Yeah.
and all the like the used coffee bags that I had. It's all in this little lunchbox up here.
Oh, that's
You know,
awesome.
and maybe I could like sell them on eBay or something for like
Hey,
double the price. It smells like
there you
coffee.
go.
Yeah. But
Oh.
even your packaging as well, that's pretty good too. Like, did you come up with all of those designs as well, like the drawings and stuff like that?
I did. And so I kind of do a similar thing to what he does, especially like starting during the pandemic. I was like, people don't have anything to look forward to except for their packages.
Yeah,
So I wanted to make it a whole like unboxing experience, because I'm like, if we're stuck at home and the only thing you have to look forward to is this coffee, I'm going to make sure that is the best thing that happened to you that day.
yeah,
So when I first started, a lot of my Frankenstein blend was the first one that ever came out. And what I did with that is I had like little craft sewing needles that were green, and I would take like string and I would tie it on there as like a little like sew your own monster together, and like little things like that. So I would also do like with the French vanilla, and I would put in like a coffin nail or something, that went along with it, just to spark a little bit of joy.
yeah,
But I kind of like continued that. Like I really love including like the stickers and the notes, and I think that's what like keeps people coming back. Is like I always write a handwritten thank you, and I honestly I love doing that. Like the little details, I think that makes me happier than it makes anyone else happy.
little things that make people happy as well. You know, like
Yeah,
they're not just getting good quality coffee, but they're also just getting like little gifts inside, like stickers and like notes. What you were saying.
yeah.
And I think that's cool too. I just opened up a merch shop as well through Teespring like a week ago, I think it was.
Oh, nice.
Um,
Okay,
yeah, it's only small, just like t-shirts, beanies, hats, and coffee mugs for now.
that's so
And
fun.
yeah, like I don't want to go too over the top with it, because it's just like you start to freak out, like no one's not buying the shit. So it's probably best to like start off small.
Yeah, for sure.
And that. But yeah, I'll probably do the same thing too if someone's going to start buying stuff as well. I do have a picture of me that someone made for me one time, of Dwayne the Rock Johnson's body with my head on top.
Am I going to see this at some point?
I'm pretty sure I do have a picture of it, because I made magnets of them,
Of
and
that?
I'm gonna give it to the guys at work so they can put it up on their fridges. Yeah, yeah. I have to look for it in that, but it's fucking yeah. You could tell the skin tone from my head and the Rock's body is just out of sync.
That's so funny.
Yeah. But I've noticed too that on your website, you can't ship to Australia.
So I can,
Oh, you
however,
can?
it's just a pain in the ass. So like
Yeah,
usually if
right.
someone wants it, they'll just like DM me and I'm like, yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, I've noticed that because I was gonna buy like one of your coffee bags and something like that, and then I type in my details and like, oh, we don't ship to this area
Oh,
or
you should have been like, what
this,
are you
and I'm
doing,
like,
Christalee?
yeah, I'm like, well, that's a bit rude. Like,
We'll get you coffee.
and that, but yeah, do you have like a top seller?
um, the Southern Pecan sells out like immediately almost every time. And then
Yeah, right.
maybe like the Frankie, that one, those two like hand in hand, they always go so fast.
Yeah, and those are the dark roast, medium roast, or
So Frankie's a medium roast. It's just like your typical like house medium blend. And then the Southern Pecan is a dark one.
okay. Yeah, I love dark roast coffee.
Yeah, and like none of the flavors aren't overpowering. And that was one of the things that I really like wanted to emphasize on when I was like picking out flavors and beans and the whole thing is I don't like overly syrupy or like overly powerful flavored things. And so a lot of my coffees, like anyone that has a flavor, it's pretty subtle. Cause it's like I want to be able to drink it too.
Yeah. I tried light roast through I think Catfight because he was doing like a 3 roast bundle at the time
Okay.
um for like a special deal and had like dark medium light medium dark roast coffee. The light roast, yeah, it was okay. Medium I was drinking for a little bit, but I'm just a huge fan of the dark roast. I just like the flavor of that.
Okay. So good to know because most of mine are darks. When we get you your coffee,
Yeah,
it won't be hard to pick them.
I did buy a coffee grinder that cost me like $400 like a couple of months ago, and it's got like the different roasting settings on
Okay.
there. So I normally do like a super strong strength coffee,
You
double
are
shot,
bougier than me.
double
I make
shot,
mine
and
I literally make my coffee out of like a $20 coffee pot. Like
uh,
I mean I have my French press and the whole thing, but that's like on a Saturday morning or a Sunday morning, I have my like routine that I do. But like typical
yeah,
morning, I'm like, I gotta go. This has gotta be fast.
yeah. I used to do French press, instant coffee. I can't do much anymore. It makes my stomach go all weird and shit.
Yeah, I feel it.
Coffee pods, I'm not a big fan of. Um, not,
Not either.
no, I don't. I don't like the taste and all that stuff. I know you can buy coffee pods now that are empty. Then you can just grind your coffee in them and put them in, and then just put it through the pod machine if you don't have a espresso
Yeah.
maker. But yeah, I'm just more of a straight espresso guy, really. Like,
I like that you know what you like. That's half the battle.
yeah, well, you have to know, man. Like,
Just
you know,
try it and figure it
and
out.
every now and then I'll have like either oat milk or almond milk with my
Okay.
coffee. But as far as for like full cream milk as well, man, that makes my gut feel weird and shit.
Yeah, I feel like that happens to a lot of people. See, I'm either like straight black or I need a little bit of like flavored cream. It's one or the other. There's no in between. It's like full
Yeah,
on sugary, nothing.
yeah, and flavored coffee, it's not too bad. Like probably the best flavored coffee that I've had is probably like through Catfight for sure.
Okay.
And I
Yeah,
still haven't
I
tried
mean,
his pumpkin spice, but I've heard that that's really good though.
they have I don't know if it's the same one because I haven't had a lot of their stuff, but like the black pumpkin one, Oh
Yeah.
my god. it's it's good.
Yeah.
It's real good. I don't know if anyone can top that.
What, through Catfight?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
he's had so many fucking good like flavored coffee blends. Even though for a coffee guy like himself, he had an admit like he doesn't really like um he doesn't like flavored coffee.
yeah. I mean, you gotta cater to everyone though, you know?
Yeah, that's it. But like, have you thought about doing like a tea brand, like an EEEK tea?
So I get that question all the time.
That would be
And
good, I think, for tea drinkers out there. I'm a tea drinker as well. Like, I don't mind drinking like really nice, good herbal tea.
yeah, like I love tea.
Yeah,
And I think the reason that I haven't like, given that really more consideration than I should is just because I want to make sure it's a really good like quality product, and I want to know like where it's sourced and how do I get it and what are the import
mm,
export laws and everything about it. And my brain might explode. Like
yeah,
I do all that with coffee, but I think like right now I'm so focused on like, okay, I already have coffee, I already have makeup. If I take on tea, I mean, I might be like Wonder Woman, but I also will just be like mush in my brain. But
yeah,
I love the idea.
yeah. Catfight has tea as well. I think they have chai tea
Ooh, yeah, I
in
think that's what I
his.
ordered from them before and I loved it.
Oh, really? Is that Didn't he have? Wasn't it like traditional Thai Taiwan like chai tea or something like that? Because I know his wife's from Taiwan.
Um, I'm not sure because I ordered that specific thing like a
Mm,
long time ago. So I don't remember.
yeah,
I just know that like I was like, "Ooh, this is good. I like it."
I actually thought about buying some from it too, maybe in the next week or two or something like that, because I heard it's actually really really nice. You can have it like as it is, straight or with milk, like most
Yeah.
people will drink their tea with, which is kind of gross, but
It's kind of
you
gross.
know,
That's fair. That's fair.
it's like
You'll have to
someone
let me
that's
know.
well, like someone that I used to work with. She'd be like, I don't know how you can drink black coffee. It's like drinking like fucking dirty water. I'm like, what? And I'm like, yeah, it's kind of like tea. It's like hot flavored water. I'm like, what the fuck?
No, you're not wrong. You're
You
not
know?
wrong. That's literally it though. But like
Yeah,
dirty water, oh man. I mean,
yeah.
that sounds
Well, I found the
has.
picture. Oh wait,
Oh, I'm so ready.
hang on. Sorry, that was shit. I'm not used to doing this fucking shit by myself. Normally, I would have somebody else on here as a co-host, but I'm doing everything solo right now. And
You're
ready?
doing great. You're doing a great
Boom.
job. Oh, oh my god.
Yeah, you can tell the skin tone on my head on his body. It just doesn't match. But yeah, I made magnets.
Can I get one of these magnets? Right on the
Yeah,
fridge.
yeah,
That's where it's going.
yeah. Like you can have it as a bumper sticker if you want. You can have it like
I'll take them
as
all.
Christmas,
Just
like a
everywhere.
friggin' a Christmas decoration, and hang it outside your window and Halloween. That could be like a Halloween costume. Who
What
knows? Like
what if
that'd
I
be
like make
that'd be
them
one fucked up Halloween costume.
magnet, but then I just change like a little outfit on you like a Barbie for every holiday?
Yeah, yeah, I like it.
Yeah. We'll do
Yeah,
that.
but yeah, but yeah, I think you should start your own EEEK tea, and I'll definitely buy some if you do ship to Australia. If you do,
Listen, I will ship to Australia. It's just I just didn't know you wanted it.
yeah,
You're the only one over there.
yeah,
So now I'll change it. I'm gonna change it just for you.
yeah, yeah, and hopefully for other people as well.
I
Like that is
hope
probably
so.
going to be watching this, hopefully, and but yeah, but I see like you got some really cool tattoos. I like to call them stickers.
Stickers. I like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I used to do. before, like when I got tattooed, I'd be like, you have like really cool stickers on your body. That's how I like to say.
Like,
And
I like your
what was your
stickers.
first tattoo?
What was it? What'd you say?
What was your first tattoo?
Oh, it was so not cool. It was just a tiny little butterfly.
Oh, really? Yeah,
It was
everyone starts small when they get the first tattoos. I did, but like,
yeah. I mean, you have to stick your feet in a little bit and just say, okay, how is this gonna go? And
yeah,
so I was 17, and I remember. So my mom was like, she is so far different than from what I am, and she's like as straight edge, as clean cut, like as it can possibly be. And I'm obviously not that. And so I remember wanting to get a tattoo, and I made a whole PowerPoint presentation
oh,
to
really?
present about getting this dumb tattoo.
Yeah.
And she was like, ask your dad. And my dad took me.
Oh, really? How old were you when you first got your first tattoo?
I was 17. I was a senior in high school, and the tattoo that I got did not look anything like the picture that I brought.
Oh, really? So they really fucked you over because, like, oh, here's this dumb 17-year-old person coming in to get a first tattoo. You know, she went there to look shit. 20 years from now, you look at her like, fuck, I did a mistake. You know?
That's literally what it was, though. I think I walked in and like I didn't look anything like this. I had like kind of preppy clothes and like cute little blonde hair, and I walk in, I'm like, I'd like a tattoo, and the guy was probably like, this dumb kid. All right.
Yeah.
It sparked something in me, and I am now covered. I just wanted to be one big piece of art.
Yeah.
And so I'm working on it.
Yeah, I started off small. My first tattoo was because I'm a big Alice Cooper fan, and the first Alice Cooper album that I discovered was "School's Out," and it was like one of the first songs that I tried to play on guitar. So that first tattoo, first song to play on guitar, and first album. So that kind of made sense to do it like that. But yeah, I didn't get. I think I didn't get tattooed until I was like 26.
See, you were smart. You held off because you knew what you wanted.
Yeah, I knew Mum would freak out, but then it was so funny because like, because I had it's on my wrist, so I could wear like sweatbands and shit, and cover it up and stuff like that. And I hid it away from Mum. This is when I was still living in my parents' house. She's probably gonna be watching this and like, you fucking liar. But yeah, when I was still living at her place and stuff like that, she hated tattoos. She just think like, why? And then I think it was like on her maybe 56th birthday, I think it was. Oh, I can't remember. It was on her birthday, and yeah, I showed her.
Like,
and then she's like, "Oh, that's cute. I think you're gonna go big." And I'm like, "No." And then later years on the track, it's just it's an addiction, right? It's like that with everything, like guitars and I guess coffee as well. But like yeah, it's like once you get one, you get hooked.
Yeah. And like so I was never really one to think like, oh, I just want this very specific thing. Like my very specific things were, at least in my head, whole pieces. So like I was going big or going home.
Yeah.
And so I got a couple little butterflies on my back, and then from there I just did a straight up huge back piece. And then
nice.
I was like, we're going in.
Yeah,
so
right.
I got that.
Yeah.
I made it so that like a racerback t-shirt, it would be able to be hidden under that just in case.
Yeah.
Then I got my right arm done up until like 3/4. And I was like, we're still testing the waters. You still don't know, guys. I look professional just in case. And then I told myself, like, if I work for myself for 5 years and I do okay, I will dive in. So I got the rest of that arm done. I got my hand done, my fingers done, and then I got this entire arm finished just in September. So I was like, here we are, we're covered.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not really too big on sleeves, even though I do have like half sleeve tattoos and stuff like that. I'm always into like just having like small little ones here and there,
Yeah.
because it kind of just looks like a sticker book.
I like that though. A sticker book.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, and yours are all pretty like horror and like spooky themed too. Except for your Nutella jar one. That one makes me laugh. I love
that one. Yeah, a lot of people love that one as well.
That's a fun one.
Yeah, yeah. I remember doing my first powerlifting comp.
Nice. Okay.
2017. So what? 6 years, 5 years.
Damn, that long ago.
Yeah. I'm old, man. 38 in December. Yeah, I remember showing him like, yeah, this is like a good luck charm, and then he'll fucking laugh at him like, that is so fucking cool. I'm like, well, it's my love for Nutella and fitness, obviously, but that's the reason why I got it. But when I first got it done, it was fucking hilarious. The guy's like, "Are you sure you want to get this done?" Like, if I wasn't sure, then I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, you're like, do it up.
And then and I had to go to work that day, and then came to work, and they all fucking loved it. And I remember the guy that I was working with, he was like, "Pull your arm out." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He gets a cling wrap and wraps my whole arm. I'm like, "No, I won't get infected." And I'm like, "What the fuck, bro?" So I'm working like this. Yeah, like that. But yeah, like tattoos. I think tattoos shouldn't be meaningful, because I find that a lot of people get, the meaning life bullshit crap. Like, no offense to it or anything, it's just not for me. But like, I get stuff that I love, like horror, and I've been talking about getting horror tattoos for a long time now, and stuff. But these last 3 tattoos that I've got, they're from the same person that I've been seeing for the last almost a year now, and he's a really good artist. He was doing like a Halloween flash sale a couple of weeks ago, and when I was getting the Tobias Forge Ghost tattoo done, he was showing me the printouts that he was going to do for the Halloween flash sale, and he was showing me before he had it up on Instagram and stuff like that. And he had like Pinhead, fucking Jason, which he said he said he was going to do for me next time I see him. He said he's going to put that design aside, and he said he's going to put that one down. Yeah, he's such a talented dude.
That's very cool.
Yeah. See if I can pop it up, because like, yeah, he also supports the podcast as well.
Nice.
But yeah, such a talented dude, fucking great artist. If you ever come to Australia, I'll take you there.
I would love that.
If you got room.
As of now, we still have room on the side.
Yeah. Is there like a particular spot that you won't get tattooed?
I think I'm gonna leave my legs alone, which is gonna be hilarious because the rest of me will be covered, and then just like bare ass legs.
Yeah, I don't. I thought about getting my calf muscles done as well, and get like Pennywise tattooed back in my leg, just to piss people off. Like,
I love that.
There.
Oh yeah, okay.
That's his artwork.
Damn.
This is the one, the Pinhead one.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
Yeah, he was doing the Friday the 13th flash set stuff.
Oh, those are really cute.
Yeah,
I love the little eyeball with the wings.
Yeah, he's really good. Yeah.
Wow. But, I love that.
This is cool too.
Oh, The one in the center. Oh my god.
The female, the chick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
love.
cool. I like the Reaper, the Love Heart. That's cool as well.
Yeah.
No, he's just he's been doing it for a very long time. Obviously, I think he's like almost 50 or something.
Wow. Okay.
He's been doing it for like maybe 15, 16, 17 years or so.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I like his artwork. Very old school, but this is the Jason one that I might be getting.
I love that.
And
the
Freddy core is cool.
That's yeah. A lot of my entire left arm is all horror themed, but I don't have any like recognizable things like Freddy or Jason or anything like that on it. The only one that I have that's really recognizable is a Headless Horseman. But okay. I don't even have room for any other ones.
Is that from Sleepy Hollow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my favorite of all time.
Yeah, that's with Johnny Depp, correct?
It is. And I think he did it so well.
Yeah.
The soundtrack to that, oh my God.
Spot on.
It's one of the most beautiful soundtracks I've ever heard.
Yeah, and yeah, that's mine. Yeah, that he done.
Damn, that's good.
Yeah, I like the because it's all healed up now. I like the building detail that he did, and that design with the flames and that. He done such a good job with such little detail.
Yeah, his line work's really great.
It is. I think it took like 2 hours to do.
Wow, I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
I mean it looks beautiful.
He's the type of guy that just likes to get the work done. But like we do have small chats every now and then, but he's like the type of person that just likes to get it done.
Yeah.
Because he charged by the hour and stuff like that. But that was cool. I like it.
Yeah, it's really, really well done. His shading's really beautiful too.
His shadings are fucking great. Yeah. Yes. Everyone that works there as well is very talented. But...
Wow. Yeah, if I'm ever there, please take me. I'll find a spot.
Yeah. We'll book in an appointment for like maybe 5 years from now.
I can save up for Australia in that time.
Yeah, and hopefully I'm still alive. But
but no, you will be. We're putting it out in the universe.
Yeah, it's got like really cool stuff, man. Like,
yeah, it's wow.
That's him with his dog. So.
Oh, love it.
Yeah, such a cool dude. Yeah, he's my favorite tattoo artist. He's like the only one that I normally go and see.
That's
now when I go and get tattooed.
Most of mine, I would say 90% of mine are all the same guy. I had one guy start my right arm and then he moved away. So John, my like main tattoo artist, he finished everything for me. So he's done my back, he's done my hips, he's done my legs, he finished my arm, he did my feet. So like I'm his walking canvas.
Yeah. I know a friend of mine. He started off, I think, with a sleeve, and now he's fucking almost covered. He's got his throat tattooed. I'm like, fuck, man. He goes, yeah, I just want to be like a walking piece of art. I'm like, okay. Yeah, no judgment there. You know what I mean?
It's the goal.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite like tattoo piece that you have on you?
I do. So it's the least artistically creative one. There's two. So the first one is, it's a quote on my side, and it was something that someone said to me that I really loved. So I got that. And then my second favorite one is probably this little ghost cat.
Oh, that's cool. Did you come up with that one?
No, I saw it somewhere, and I was like, oh, because I have 3 little cats that I love, and so it's just a little orange cat with a little ghost sheet on.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that, eh? Like, random tattoos are so cool to get because it's just there to fucking look at and laugh at, you know.
Yeah. So like the themes as a whole on both my arms are meaningful to me, but like as far as the individual pieces, they're not like super meaningful. Like I have a few that are meaningful, like the one on my side, and then I have like a little quote here from another letter that someone wrote me, but like other than that, just the overall.
Yeah, I want to get 2 more tattoos done. I want to get that Jason hockey mask one done, and I'm a big fan of Billy Vallow from the band Him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
have you listened to his solo stuff? Like he just released a solo album. Fucking amazing. The dude is, it's. I was listening to an interview of him, and he was saying that sad songs make him happy, and happy songs makes him sad.
I understand that.
You know, that's why like his lyric writing is always about love and heartbreak and like all that type of thing, which is kind of cool, but in a really dark, beautiful way. If you listen to the song from his solo album called Love Letting, the lyrics is like 2 heartbeats out of sync from each other. You know, dreaming of love letting go, whatever it is. To me, I think that's like beautiful but dark, yucky at the same time. And he even said that the song "Love Letting" is like a slow dance song, but in a dark and depressing way. If you listen to it,
I love that.
Yeah.
So, if that's your vibe, do you like Nick Cave?
Nick Cave, I've heard of some of his stuff. Yeah. Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, correct?
So, what? Sorry, what did you say?
Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds.
Yeah. He's done some as that, and then he's done some solo, and then he's also done some like instrumental stuff with Warren Ellis.
Okay.
And like, there's this one album, and it's mostly instrumental. It's the Nick Cave and Warren Ellis one, and I can't remember the name of it, but it is just
amazing.
There's no lyrics for the most part, but it is so dark and like emotional, and I'm like, oh my god! Every time I'm like, my heart might break. Like his stuff is beautiful. It is exactly describing.
It's the same thing with Billy Vallow and his band Him at the time. I don't know if you heard of the band Him. They're like really big in America. Obviously because of Bam Margera. But like even some of the earlier Him songs and stuff like that. Like there's a song called Buried Alive by Am I good now?
You're better now.
Yeah. Like there's a song from his album Love Metal called Buried Alive by Love, and a cold heart is a dead heart, and it feels like I've been buried alive by love. And I'm like, that is such a good breakup song.
Damn. Okay, this is what I'm gonna have to listen to tonight. And just get my feels.
yeah, the entire Love Metal album is great. Funeral of Hearts is good too.
Just the name alone, Funeral of Hearts.
Yeah. It's like sort of like hard rock, but just fucking dark and spooky-ish a little bit. But like
language.
If I can pop up the
It's like that's what I need when I like once a week I try to really sit down and I'll like pull out my canvas and my paints and Sharpies and whatever, and I'll put on like Nick Cave or something very similar that's dark. And so that's going to be the perfect addition. And like, it just helps you get in that like creative headspace.
Yeah. So the track, the lyrics starts off on Funeral of Hearts. Like, you know, love is the funeral of hearts, and oh for cruelty when angels cry blood on flowers of evil and bloom. And where is the other one? Because then the second verse, the funeral of hearts and a plea of mercy when love is gone from separating me from you. So That's
Oh man.
sort of like a love-ish song. If you
Yeah,
listen to
I'm into it.
yeah, his lyric writing, man, he should just write a fucking
Ugh,
poem book.
anything
Uh,
dark and tragic like that, I'm like, sign me up.
yeah, what's it? There's another song, Join Me in Death, is about Romeo and Juliet. You know, would you die for love and join me in death?
Oh, love that. Okay.
One of my best friend's weddings, they played Right Here in My Arms as a wedding song.
Oh, hey, whatever your style is, go for it.
Yeah, I got him into that, so him and his wife into that song. Shit, and then like the other stuff that came out, like Tears on Tape and Lips Gone Blue. Bleed Well's another great love song. Baby, we will bleed in hell, baby, we will bleed well in hell.
That is going to be exactly what I'm going to listen to when I paint my next painting.
Yeah, that.
That's perfect.
Yeah, just put on like the This Is Him playlist on
This is
Spotify, and it's
okay.
just fucking amazing. But yeah,
Oh,
Billy Bella, I know you're not watching this right now, and I don't think you care, but I am going to see you next year in March at the Emerald Theatre, so I can't wait to see, and hopefully they do VIP packages. So
okay, question, not to change it, but how many times have you seen Alice Cooper then? You gotta start counting.
5 times. I met him once.
Damn. Okay,
Yeah, I know Mike's
nice.
seen him like 20 million times.
Oh my god, I've only seen him once, and I loved every second of it.
Yeah, what year was that one?
That was actually last September. It was recent. He was in Buffalo.
Yeah. Friggin' for a dude at his age now.
That man is old as dirt. Like, how?
But he's got a good
And, like,
backup band though, that's the thing.
he does. And like his wife still gets on stage with him as like a dancer, and his daughter, and I was like, oh my god.
Well, that's how him and his wife met, you know?
I know.
She was
I am kind of
ballerina
obsessed
at the
with their
time.
story.
Yeah.
Their story is great.
And they've been together for like what, 30 plus years? Yeah, it is. And he even said like the key to a successful marriage or whatever it is just to keep on dating your partner. You treat her like she's your girlfriend still.
I know. Isn't that the sweetest thing you've ever heard?
Yeah, I know, right? Like for somebody that's like writes stuff that is sort of like anti, well, I wouldn't say anti-Christian, but like he sings like a lot of like anti like abusive
Yeah.
you know, abusive like on women and babies and shit like and kids and stuff like that. But yeah, that guy is just smart and intelligent.
Yeah. I've listened to a lot of podcasts with him on it, and every time I'm like, this man is incredible. Like, he's a good businessman. He's a good husband. Might not have always been, but she kept him in line.
Yeah.
But like, good dad. Like,
Saved
he's
his
just an
career.
overall 10 out of 10 human.
Yeah, and he's even nicer in person.
That's incredible to hear. I think I would be so starstruck.
I was, yeah. I remember when I met him. This is at the Motley Crue. The last time I saw Alice was at the Motley Crue farewell tour.
That's awesome. Okay.
And I was only there to go and see Alice, but I had the meet and great package, and it was cool. And this is when I just got that tattooed, so that was
nice.
like sort of like kind of bleeding at the same time. But I remember we were talking, and then I pull out like these old tickets when I first saw him. He goes, oh, I remember this, and then this and that, and he signed it for me, and I'm like, oh. and got that picture, and I shook his hand and like, thank you, sir. It was really nice. And he goes, yeah, you too. You look after yourself. And like, will do. And I got up and hit my leg underneath the table.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's really incredible.
And then
That's like meeting your heroes.
it is, yeah. And I've met a lot of fucking cool like artists like at gigs and that. I remember taking my brother to go and see Buckcherry one time when they played a couple of years ago, and I got in VIP meet and greet tickets for Christmas, and we were outside the venue, and there's this short guy walks past us and goes, "Hey, what's going on, guys?" I'm like, "Hey, not much, just here for the show, meet and greet, blah blah blah." He goes, "Oh, cool. Well, it's going down the road to get some cigarettes. I'll be back." I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, said to my brother, I'm like, "Dude, is that Stevie D from Buckcherry?" And
Just like so casual. I love it.
yeah. And he came back and goes, What's going on, guys?" I'm like, "Yeah, not much." I'm like, "I don't want to sound like a weirdo, but like, are you Filipino?" He goes, "Yeah." I'm like, "American Filipino." I'm like, "Bro, me and my brother is like Australian Filipino." And everyone's like, "No way." I'm like, "Yeah, we all gave him a fucking hug and shit."
Oh,
Dude, you might appreciate this, but I got this Polynesian Filipino tribal tattoo that goes down to my chest. And goes, "Oh, no way." And goes, "Yeah, I haven't seen anything like this, on someone before. Can I take a picture?" And it was like in a fucking outside the venue, sort of like in an alleyway, and it was cold. And then my brother was like, "Don't be a pussy. Just take just your shirt off for fuck's sake." So yeah. So I took my shirt off, and it was like maybe like 13 degrees or something like that. It was like cold.
You're a wild man. An absolute
Yeah,
wild
and
man.
he took a photo on his phone. Took a picture on his phone.
So this man just has a photo of you shirtless on his phone.
Yeah, without the head, but like, yeah, he took a photo of it, and then yeah, I'm like, damn, he took a topless picture of me on his phone. I'm fucking love this. Like,
what if he takes that and puts The Rock's face on that photo?
oh man,
And
I'll ask for a copy of that, and I'll sign it. That like, and yeah, I met like Hailstorm.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, that's so good. Lizzie Hale is like
any female fronted.
What she's doing for she's carrying the torch for like female rockers out there, man.
She is. She's awesome.
Yeah. I saw them I think on my birthday or a day after my birthday a couple of years ago. I saw the band Ginger.
Okay, I don't know them.
Like a metal band from Ukraine.
Okay.
They're really good. Another great female fronted lead singer. Who else have I met? Fucking Megadeth, Rob Zombie.
That's fun. Yeah.
Yeah, which I want to get Piggy on the podcast because I met him once, and I know Ace Von Johnson from LA Guns. I had him on the podcast as well, and he said he knows Piggy. I'm like, bro.
You're like, hey, yeah.
We're friends now, so
yeah.
Yeah, and I met Static X.
You have a whole lineup. I love this.
Yeah, I've got like a VIP limit. I got like heaps. Who else have I met? Death Angel. I'm really into thrash metal. Yeah, I think that's about it, really. I think.
That's very cool. So like I've been to a ton of shows, but I never get like the meet and greet package because
they're so expensive.
Yeah, so I'm like I've done all these shows, but the last female fronted metal show that I saw, they were just opening. It was Spirit Box. They were opening for Ghost, and so I really loved that. I was like, oh, she rocks. Like
Spirit Box is awesome, man.
Yeah, yeah, they were very cool.
That chick, Courtney, whatever her name is, she's so tiny.
So small.
She's so small. They played at a music festival here in Australia, like December or something. It was last year, I think. I can't remember, or earlier this year. And I've seen footage, and holy shit, she is great. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, they're one of the bands I like to see live. But the last band that I saw live was Ghost.
Oh, that's
And
Ghost is near and dear to my heart.
you seen them live?
I've seen them maybe 3 or 4 times. I
Yeah,
do love them. I love them a lot.
yeah, that's so good. At first, I didn't like their music because I thought it was kind of weird with their image and the style of music that they're playing.
It like doesn't go together at first.
No, it doesn't. But that's the reason why they get so much hate. But they have such a big fan base all over the world. You
For
know,
sure.
they're
Oh,
like the new generation of Kiss with their fan base.
yeah. So the first time
Yeah,
I ever saw them, I was like maybe 2014 or 15. And
yeah,
I'd never heard of it. But my friend was just like, hey, I have an extra ticket. Do you want to go to this? And I was like, yeah, sure. I didn't even know what it was. But I loved the music and I loved that they were just so theatrical. Like they put on such a show that I was like, hell yeah. Like this is fun. They shot like confetti guns. And I was like, I'm sold. Like there's confetti in my hair right now. I don't
yeah,
care what happens after this.
yeah. It was awesome too. I saw them at the beginning of November this year, and it was the first headline tour in Australia ever.
Ever?
They never headlined Australia. They played festivals, and I think they were like opening the opening act, the support band for bands and shit. But they never headlined a show, and they played
Oh,
in almost a 2 hour set. But fuck, man, it was
so
so
good.
good. Yeah, yeah. It was me. My brother went, but he was somewhere else at the concert. But it was me and my brother, and I took my kitchen hand from work.
Love
I
it.
got
You
him
know
to
what they
go.
were getting into?
Yeah. Every time when I'm like in charge in the kitchen, I'm always playing like my music
Love
and
it.
stuff like that. Yeah, get them turned on to it, and then met a lot of cool people, and I'm pretty sure it sold out too that night. But
I'm not surprised. Yeah.
man, like Mary on the Cross sounded really good last Square Hammer.
Oh, yeah.
They even played like some of the earlier stuff as well, but like it was amazing, and he's a great performer.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of
Yeah.
like watching a musical.
It is. It really is. Like the theatrics of everything they do. Like I think that's also why I like Alice Cooper is like they're just so over the top.
Yeah,
And I like anything with that amount of personality in it. And so I was just like suckered in from the first show. I was like, you got me.
yeah. I'll if Ghost ever comes back to Australia again, I'll definitely go and see them.
For sure. I would
You
hope
know?
so.
And I don't know what it is with their fan base, but like they're just so huge, and I don't know why.
They just have that it factor. There's something about them, you know?
Exactly, yeah. And I remember I ran into a friend of mine who was at the venue as well, and ran into him and goes, "Dude, I can't believe how many people's here just to come and see Ghost." I'm like, dude, it's like it's their Kiss army. You know what I mean?
Seriously.
And that, and but yeah, Ghost is so good live, and I'm so lucky that I got to see them. It was so good, man. Like, um, yeah, it was like we were hanging around with a group of people. We're doing like a little huddle ritual and shit, and doing one of these ones and that, and we shared a tear and we fucking sang, dance. It was fucking great. It was such a great night.
Yeah, you just like the energy at those concerts. It's a whole vibe. It really is.
I reckon Ghost and Alice Cooper and Billy Vela should tour together.
Oh my god.
That would be a good combination.
I don't know if my heart could handle it.
Me,
I don't know.
I think I might drop dead before they announce the tour. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, I hope not.
Yeah. But like, yeah, Ghost on Broadway.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I'd love
but yeah, that'd be so fucking cool. But like, since you got like really cool horror tattoos and that, like, favorite horror movie that you like watching that you can't get sick of?
So it's not like a blood and guts one.
A lot of people will say that.
Well, like going to school for special effects, I was just surrounded by learning how to do that so often. Like it just doesn't do it for me. But what does it for me is like any psychological horror movie. So my favorite of all time is The Haunting. It's like early 2000s with like Catherine Zeta-Jones, Owen Wilson, Liam Neeson, and it's this group of people, and they go to this big, beautiful old Victorian mansion, and they think they're there for a sleep study because they all have insomnia.
Yeah.
So what they don't know is they're actually there for a study on fear, and you just watch all these people like kind of go against each other and a little bit insane, and there's like paranormal aspects, and I'm just like, there's a lot going on here, and I like it.
It's good. Yeah, I remember talking about this on Pink Sock, and I remember telling you that Mum bought me that for Christmas one time. I think it was years. I think it was like 16 at the time. She bought that for me for Christmas.
So
but that's when Owen Wilson got his head knocked off by that big lion.
Yeah, that's the one scene that everyone's like, so is there anything? I'm like, listen, there's one scene that is like, ugh.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Then it's been years since I last watched it, but there was a scene where the chick gets her head cut off or something from. Oh no, she gets hit in the eye or something like that from the music, from the piano string.
The piano, and it's like right in the eyeball. Oh yeah. Put the cup on her eye, and it starts filling with blood. I'm like, oh.
You don't do that. You keep the pressure on.
So speaking of like gross horror movies, I had the unpopular opinion, and so I'll have to hear what you have to say. I hated Midsommar. I absolutely hated it.
Midsommar?
Did you like it? Yeah.
Fuck me.
Well, you would know if you saw it.
I have to have a look. I'm in good with.
So it gets a lot of good reviews on it because it's one of the only horror movies that takes place entirely in the daytime, which is really cool.
Is this the psychological one? Yeah, and
it's basically like Wicker Man.
Yeah, so it's about a group of people that goes to this something, and it's like some cult.
Yeah. But there's one scene that made me literally sick to my stomach. And like that's hard to do because I went to school for effects. But there's like a scene where the oldest couple in the cult, they basically have to like sacrifice themselves.
Yeah.
And so they go to the top of this cliff and they jump off. And so you would think that like you don't need to show what happens after that. We know. But they showed it, and their artists that were on this are so incredibly talented because it looked so real.
Yeah.
I was like, I might actually get sick in this theater. Like it was so well done and so realistic that I was like, oh god. Like, and I couldn't watch anything after that. I was like, you got to get me out of here.
I've seen some of the kill counts on there. Wasn't there a scene where the chick's boyfriend is tied up or something like that? He gets burnt alive or whatever. I'm frozen.
There's scenes in there like that, but I honestly don't remember anything else after that in the rest of the movie because I was so like, I can't focus on anything after the cliff scene.
I have heard about it, and I've seen it pop up.
It's like 3 hours, so if you can't sit that long, don't do it.
Well, the Batman went for 2 hours and 58 minutes, I think it is.
That's brutal.
Yeah. Brutal. Yeah, but I've seen it popped up and stuff like that. And I might have to give it a watch.
Yeah, a cinematic standpoint, great. It's just like, oh, man, those effects were something.
Yeah,
something.
Which is kind of cool though. Anything by Jordan Peele was good too.
Yeah.
Get Out was like his big hit
Yeah,
movie. Because
that was a good one.
that was good because pretty much it was about pretty much focus on like racism, really.
Yeah, for
If you
sure.
watch, um, like this scene where his girlfriend hits a deer, then they get pulled over by the cops, and the cops was trying to blame him for it because of his skin color,
Yeah,
which is pretty
yeah.
stupid. But yeah, and the scene that tripped me out the most is when he was hooked onto the chair and he was getting hypnotized,
I
and you
don't know
see
if I
like
remember
this.
that scene.
Yeah, he gets hooked up on the chair, like taped down to a chair, and his girlfriend's mom was hypnotizing him, and then he was just like full on zoning out and shit. And his eyes start watering and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah. But that and the movie Nope was good too.
I don't think I ever saw that one.
It's a psychological thriller. So
Okay.
it's kind of like it's sort of like an alien invasion movie, but it's not like your typical alien invasion movie.
Okay.
It's on
I,
Netflix. It might be on Netflix where you are, but yeah, and the spaceship is fucking weird, man. It kind of looks like a big fucking jellyfish. Me and my mate, we saw this at the theaters, and me and my mate were like, "Is that a blanket, or is it a fucking jellyfish, or whatever it is, or a mushroom cloud?"
like, what are we looking at?
Exactly, yeah. But that movie was trippy as shit, and I thought it was good. It wasn't his best work, but I thought it was great.
Sure. Okay, I'm
That
gonna add that to the list.
he's only done. I think he's only directed 3 movies, but Us was pretty good too.
Yes, I know I've seen it, but like I can't picture. What's the? Give me a rundown of that one. I can't
So yeah,
remember.
it's about like the little this girl that went to like a fair festival or something, and then
Okay,
yeah,
actually, I do remember now. I
and
remember.
that's when they had
Yeah,
like yeah the two families that look at like each other and stuff like that.
I loved that concept. I thought that
Yeah,
was a really cool one. I saw that a long time ago, so I don't remember specifics, but I remember being like, "This is really interesting."
I saw that in theaters, and some of the scenes in that fucking movie freaked me out.
I mean, hey, they did their job.
Yeah, but I like my favorite part of the scene though is when the two twins they get fucking stabbed because they were annoying, and I fucking hate
Annoying.
I fucking hated them in the movie, and I'm so glad they got fucking killed off in that
He was like,
movie.
please take them out already.
Yeah, just like fucking privileged rich people
Get out of
and
here.
that. But yeah, but yeah, I love psychological thrillers, but then I classified the first Saw movie as a psychological.
I could see that. So I've only seen the first two, and I always get them confused because I saw them so long ago. But the one scene that fucked me up
What
was
scene?
where she like stuck her hand up into the thing and it had the razor blades, and she went to pull her hand down, and the blades went in, and I was like, oh.
That yeah.
Or when she, I don't know who jumped in, but there was the pile of like used needles.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't do
they
bodily
pushed
fluids.
her in. Yeah.
Like, hell no. That one.
Since you said you only seen the first two, watch Saw X because it connects from Saw 1 and Saw 2.
Okay.
Because you know in the first Saw movie how John Kramer is pretty much on the ground the entire movie, and then he wakes up saying that he's Jigsaw and shit like that. So
Yeah.
in Saw X, so Saw X is pretty much a prequel to the first one and a sequel to the second one.
Okay.
So you kind of see more of a backstory of how John Kramer became Jigsaw.
See, that I would like. That's the kind of stuff that I'm like, I want to know that. All
Yeah,
right, that's good.
which is good, and obviously it's about John Kramer a cancer patient. He they said they couldn't get any, they can't remove the cancer in his brain. He's only got 3 months to live. So he ran into like an old cancer patient that he was with at the time and said that he recovered from it. And it's from a doctor from overseas in Mexico. Go and look her up, blah, 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 blah. He rings her up saying that he's interested in getting the treatment done because, they said that could save his life and all that stuff. And then he went there, got the operation done, and he found that he got scammed. So that's how it all kind of starts. So it's kind of like revenge. And there's a scene in the movie. There's a scene in the movie where one of the doctors wake up and he had C4 explosives barbed wire into his arm. And he had like 2 knives in his hands. He had like 3 minutes to take them off.
That makes me like, nope.
Yeah. And he survived. The guy survived it, and then he just went down and gives him a med kit and said, "You'll be fine," and then walked away. So it was kind of like a test.
God. That's
so
okay.
Yeah. So when you think of it, though, John Kramer isn't really a bad person. He just punishes people for doing bad things.
I can get into that.
To me, Jigsaw is a superhero.
Okay, I like that stance. I'm gonna have to rewatch 1 and 2 and then watch X and form my own opinion and be like, all right, either I agree with you or I'm like, we'll see.
Yeah, like, and then and it tells you how Amanda gets involved in it as well. So like his assistant. But yeah, and there's some really good traps in the movie. I've read something on the internet too that the editor guy was doing the movie, and one of the neighbors called the police because they heard screaming from his house, and apparently he was editing the movie. And the police came to his house asking, we heard some noises in your house. Can we have to see what it was? And I went in, and it was actually the movie that he was working on, that he was editing.
That's hilarious. He's like, I'm just doing my job.
I'm just doing my job. It's not like I was killing anyone. You know what I mean? Yes.
Anybody, just.
Yeah, exactly. What was the first horror movie that got you into it? You remember your first horror movie?
That's hard to say. So my dad really loved horror movies, and I watched a lot of them with him when I was probably entirely too young. So I'm blaming him. I think the first one that I ever saw was The Exorcist, which is terrible for like a 5-year-old.
It is. Watch it now. It's not.
Yeah, but so I don't know the first one that I ever saw and comprehended, but I can tell you the first one that ever scared me, and you're gonna laugh at it because it's the lamest one to be scared by.
Yeah.
You know the movie Christine about the car?
I remember watching that.
Like
I watched that like a few months ago. Yeah.
That's the one that did it. Like
when you think of it, when you think of it, right? It's a fucking car that's possessed.
Yeah, and
which had no backstory to it, because at the start of the movie, it just shows you the cars that were getting made, and out of all of the cars that was getting made, that was the car that got possessed.
Yeah, and I remember telling my dad, he was like, "Oh, I picked this up," and it was still when you could get like VHS from like Blockbuster. He's like, "I picked this up. You're gonna love it." Blah blah blah, telling me all about it, and something in my brain just knew. I was like, "Dad, that one's gonna scare me for whatever reason." I just knew it was gonna bother me. And I was really young, and he's like, "No, you've watched The Exorcist. You've watched, whatever with me." And I was like, "I don't know. This one's gonna do it." And he's like, "No, you'll be fine." So we watch it, and wouldn't you know it, that night, and I had nightmares, and I was like, "All right, Dad, I told you." He's like, "The haunted car of all things." I was like, yes.
Yeah. Like I remember watching that movie, and I can understand why that movie was scary back
Thank
then.
you.
But
You're
you
the
watch
only
it
one
now, and
ever.
it's just like no backstory. No, the entire movie just doesn't make sense. You know. Have you heard of the movie Cujo? It's about a Saint
Yeah,
Bernard dog. I
yeah,
watched that too.
that's scary.
About a year ago. Yeah, well, it's about a fucking Saint Bernard dog that got like infected by some virus or something.
Yeah,
Um, I did some research on that movie, and apparently they used three three dogs for that movie, and for the stunts
okay.
they use somebody to dress up like a Saint Bernard dog to do the stunts.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm gonna have
it's
to
weird, but
rewatch that.
that's why like from what I've read, like it was a little bit more bigger than real Saint Bernard dogs in the
Okay.
movie. You can't really tell, but
I
like yeah,
no, and
that
I
movie
watched that
was
also.
wild.
Yeah, I watched it when I was little, so like even the normal sized dogs, I was like, oh my god, these things are massive. So
Yeah, but that movie was good. But Scream was the first horror movie for me. I think I was 16. No, I think I was like 12 or 13 years old and stuff. And then back in the day when VHS stores were around, you can go to your local Blockbuster or video
yeah.
store to go and pick up new releases. And yeah, we went with mum and dad when they were together at the time when I was young. And then because we used to go on Fridays and Saturdays to pick movies. And
Oh,
then yeah, I walked past it and I'm like, I get this movie, please. And then yeah, we watched it and yeah. I was like, yeah, like 12,
that
13,
did it for you.
whatever. But yeah, fuck man, that was such a great movie. The opening scene scared the shit out of me. Drew Barrymore, which you think that she'll survive and that,
Yeah.
yeah. But that movie was great. The last two Scream movies were a bit, I don't know, man.
I
Yeah.
didn't see the last two.
6 was just too predictable, man. Me and my sister went and watched it, and like 20 minutes into the movie,
Uh,
yep, here's the killer. Like it kind of just gives it away.
uh-uh.
Exactly, yeah. But I didn't get into like Nightmare on Elm Street till maybe 25 years old, 26 or something like that.
Yeah, see, I'm like the worst person to be in the horror industry ever because a lot of those, like the classic ones, I didn't like them. Like,
Yeah.
I want to, I love the aesthetic of them. I love the idea of them, but like, it just didn't do it for me. Like,
Well,
I'm the worst.
even like Friday the 13th as well. Like they're also good as
Yeah.
well. But everybody will pick those in that. But they're good for what it is at the time. Like Jason
Yeah.
X when Jason Goes to Space, still a fucking great movie. People will give me shit about that one. Like there's one movie you should watch. It's on Disney Plus. It's called Ready or Not. So
Oh,
it's about. Have you seen it?
maybe go ahead. I can't.
It's about. So it's about this chick that gets married to this guy, and they don't realize that his parents have like some evil spiritual thing in that.
Okay.
So they all play like this game called hide and seek, and the family members has to find the bride before dawn the next
Yeah.
day, or something bad will happen to the entire family. I thought that movie was
Yeah.
great.
I loved that movie. I do remember that one. And I was like, and she survives, right?
Yeah,
I was
she
like,
just
"Hell
survived
yeah."
the thing. Yeah, and that's where like everybody dies in the movie, and then I like the end scene how she sits on the stairs with a cigarette,
She's
and
like, what a
then
day.
yeah, what is this? Yeah, she was just smoking with blood on her face, and I can't remember what she said, but yeah, but Yeah,
Damn.
that movie was good. Yeah, that movie was good. Oh no, she goes, oh, she's like at the end, she's like, oh, I want a divorce or whatever it was.
I would have like, same girl.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was a good movie too. I really love that movie, and to me that movie is sort of like original as well,
yeah,
which is
yeah.
kind of
I
cool.
remember thinking like this concept is cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
I really
but
like that one.
especially like I like the new It movies, like the reboot. The first
Yeah,
one was good.
yeah. I like the reboot
The
a
scene
lot.
when Georgie gets his hand ripped off. The scene when you see
Yeah,
Georgie gets his hand ripped off, that was unexpected.
it was
It
unexpected.
was one of it was no, because like in the original, like you don't really see what happens
Yeah.
to him, but with this one, like you see him get his arm ripped off, and you see him crawling on the ground with one arm. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. See, I think
And
there's really
but like,
something, especially from a special effects standpoint, like there's something to seeing it happen, and then there's also something to it being just like alluded to. Like it's a totally different concept, but I think both are really cool when you do it the right way.
yeah. Speaking of that special effects too, how did you get into that? Because I've seen some of your work, and that's pretty cool shit that you do there.
Thanks. So I was kind of lucky, and I always knew that I wanted to do something with makeup. But I was never the type to be like, I'm going to work in a salon. That was just not me from the jump. And I didn't really know how to get into that because, like, being from Pittsburgh, there's not a lot here to offer to that, or there wasn't at the time. We have a huge like TV and film scene here now, but I was like, well, my only options are like LA or New York, and I wasn't ready for that at 18. I just didn't know what direction to go. So I went to school for graphic design, and then eventually I found an article about the school that I went to. It was the Tom Savini Special Effects School, and wouldn't you know it, it's in Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
So
right.
I was in, yeah, I was like, who knew? So I was in college, about an hour away from Pittsburgh at the time. I found out about the Tom Savini School. I packed up all my stuff that night, unenrolled, came home, and I went and did a tour of the school, like the special effects school. And I started in the summer semester, and it was the best thing I ever did. That was 1,000% the most me school I could have ever picked. It was very
Yeah,
hands. It was like 16 months straight through. And so it was like 10 hours a day. Like it wasn't, we're not sitting in class. Like these are like shop classes. So I'm learning how to like weld and sculpt and mold and make masks and, make fiberglass things and props and learning how to build sets. And so that was like, they gave you every direction in the movies that you could have possibly wanted to go. And so
yeah,
when I got out of school, I just got really, really lucky, and I jumped right into working into TV and film, and it kind of snowballed from there. And so like 10 years later, here we are.
yeah. And you're still doing it now too, huh?
I am. That's like,
Yeah.
I kind of split my time 50-50 coffee and then TV and film.
Oh yeah. So like, what TVs and films have you done like special effects for, like makeup effects? Is it
So
just like small ones, like just like
um,
small
I've
films?
had a whole range of things.
Yeah.
So I've done things where like it's just for commercials, like a local commercial, or then the show like The Outsiders that was on WGN. It had 2 seasons. I did all the body paint for that.
Oh, cool.
Um, I've done. There was a thing here called Blood Brothers that I was like had hair and makeup on. It was all like vintage hair and makeup, so I did that. Um, I've been really lucky. I've done a little bit of everything. And
Yeah.
then I just got to do Mayor of Kingstown was here. And so we're about to film season 3 of that
Yeah.
in like February. So I've gotten really lucky over 10 years. I've had a little bit of everything, which keeps my days really interesting.
Yeah. Was that like something that you've always wanted to do as well when you were younger?
It was. I didn't quite know I was going to do special effects. But like looking back now, I realized like that was something that now I know I was into. So I remember from a very young age, like my grandma always was into makeup, and she would make her face like just beautiful every day, like the perfect lipstick and the perfect hair and eyeshadow and the whole thing. And I remember being like, when can I play with this garbage?
Yeah,
And so
exactly.
she would let me play with it. And so I really loved making myself look really pretty. And then with the same tools and the same products, I would make myself look like a monster. And I just thought that was the coolest thing, that with one tool or one product, you could completely transform on opposite ends of the spectrum. And I was like, this stuff is magic and I have to play with it.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Like, and you did like some Halloween stuff as well, didn't you?
Yeah.
Like some horror Halloween stuff.
I tried to.
Yeah.
I did a fun Pennywise on myself this year, and I ended up really liking it. So like, Pennywise is not my favorite character. I think the makeup is really cool, but that one was just like, this will be quick to do on myself. And I got so much good feedback on it. I was like, this was just for fun, guys.
Yeah,
but
like that's cool. It's kind of like Pennywise meets the Crow.
Thanks. Yeah, I was just
when
like,
you look at it a bit. Yeah. Just trying to find some other special effects stuff here that you've done.
Thanks. Oh yeah, the old age one.
Yeah. How long did that took that?
That was about 2.5 hours. So I'd pre-painted the bald cap because I knew what I was gonna do already. So with that, I just like, that took an extra hour out of my time. But this man is such a saint for sitting there for so long, letting me like cover his tattoos and like put a fake beard on.
Because that takes hours, and you got to let it dry and stuff like that before you can do anything else, huh?
Yeah, it does. It does. But like, it is so much fun to me. Like this, every day that I get to do something like this, I'm like, how is this my job? Like, it is not lost on me that I am very lucky to have something I like to do.
Yeah, no, that's fucking awesome. And hopefully you can probably do like maybe like some low budget horror films, maybe.
I just got an email in my earlier today that they were like, hey, we need your effects. And I was like, send me some dates.
Yeah, right. Well, what movie was it though?
It's just like a local one. It's not like, I don't think they have a set name yet.
Yeah.
But I did do one way back. It was called Zombie Killers, Elephant Graveyard.
Zombie babies?
Man, Zombie Killers.
Oh, okay.
And then like Elephant Graveyard.
Oh, nice.
That one is the epitome of like fun horror, like B movie. And it was like when I was just starting out, and I had such a blast on it. And like the whole team was great. Like,
yeah. That's cool though, man. Like that's something that you can also put into your resume as well.
Yeah. And actually that had Dee Wallace in it, who was in Cujo.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's cool. Fuck yeah.
Thanks.
Like that's awesome shit. I reckon like as in like really good effects for low budget horror films would have to be like Terrifier or something like that.
So I've actually never seen Terrifier, but I do know that like Evil Dead, the first time I ever saw it, I was like, holy shit, who did these effects? These are not good. Then when I looked it up, I realized the person that did it was not an effects artist. So I completely changed my mind on it. I was like, if they're not an effects artist and they're able to do that, they're actually pretty good.
Yeah, exactly.
And their budget was low.
Yeah.
So like, for what they had, okay, not bad.
Well, I think it was kind of like that with the director from Terrifier as well. Um,
Okay.
that was the first Terrifier film was very low budget. You know, you
Okay.
could
I'm gonna
tell.
have to watch
You
it.
know, but I think like yeah, I don't know too much about him, but you know how most filmmakers it will come from like a wealthy family and stuff like that, and they get the support and money from
Yeah.
them. I feel like with him, he just did it on his own,
That's awesome though. He
which
was
is
like, I
good.
got a dream, we're going for it.
Yeah, and then you know, Terrifier 2 came out like a year or 2 years ago, whatever it was, and that hit the theaters.
Yeah.
You know, and that
Yeah.
was the movie that made everybody puke apparently. But that movie did better than Halloween Ends.
That's incredible.
Because
Oh man.
the Halloween franchise that David Gordon Green done, Halloween Ends wasn't that good.
Yeah, I heard. I didn't see it because I was just like, I don't. It didn't get
To me, it was like
very good
watching.
reviews.
Yeah, well, to me, it was kind of like watching a fucking love story.
Oh, womp womp.
Kind of sad, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, but
So
Terrifying 2, man, was like the horror movie of the year that came out. I think it was like last year or something like that.
I'm gonna.
Very
someone
gruesome.
else was-
Fucking good.
I'll have to watch it for an effects standpoint for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Watch the first one because you could tell like it's very low budget and shit
Okay.
like that. But then you know, with the second one, he went full production wise and the effects and just everything. But yeah, but even like Nightmare on Elm Street as well. Like
No.
the
So-
makeup effects on it is pretty impressive.
Yeah. And then Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original one, that was a student film. So like
Oh, really?
they had, yeah. And so one of the things that I really appreciate about that too is that like when you say like, oh, Texas Chainsaw, they're like, oh, blood and guts and gross. And I'm like, a lot of it is just like alluded to. You don't see a lot of blood and guts. Like I think they did it really well. So like the effects that they had, they used it so precisely. And I was like, that's pretty good. It's like, damn,
with that movie, because it was classified as a slasher, but there wasn't really many death scenes in that movie.
No, I again think they did it like very it was just done very interestingly.
Because it was based on the Ed Gein murders.
Yeah.
Most of it was true and most of it was like fake.
Yeah, they definitely embellished.
Yeah. It's funny that we brought up Texas Chainsaw Massacre because Ace Johnson, he's a big horror fan. He fucking loves horror. And I remember one time we were talking about horror. I was like, oh, let's talk about horror. And he goes, please do. Because I could see that you're a Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan with your hat. I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, I got this really cool ghost face pillow on the bed. And he goes, I was admiring that. Like, you know, such a cool dude. And he told me, he's like, and I'm from, like, before the Leatherface, the guy that played Leatherface, before his death, you know, I knew the original Leatherface, Gunner. Is it his name, Gunner or something like that? That one that played Leatherface.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Because yeah, I'm good friends with him, and he's like also a dog activist as well, like that saves dogs in shelters.
Oh.
And I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, dude, you know everyone. You know Linda Blair from The Exorcist. I'm like, fuck, man. He knows the guy that played Jason in the reboot, Derek Mears, whatever his name was, that played Jason in the reboot and the DC show called The Swamp Thing. The effects in that movie is pretty. Show is actually pretty good, but yeah, he knows fucking everyone. I'm like,
You're like, so
I'm coming to the States next week to hang out with you and hang out with these people and stuff.
Yeah, come see us. Come hang out.
No, he's really into horror. Majority of the people that I had on this show, this show's already been going on for about a month, almost 2 months. But yeah, majority of the people that I had on this show they all love horror. It's like, how can you not like horror?
Horror is like you're killing it.
Yeah,
you're 2 months in. You are.
Yeah, I wanted to do something different to what Mike was doing because what Mike's doing is good, but like his stuff is more like just off scripted. Like none of this is scripted. It's not scripted. It's not scripted as well because I don't like to like find things on the internet and ask the person the same stupid shit again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
you want to have a conversation.
Yeah, exactly. Like, but mine and Mike's my podcast and his podcast is like two different ones. Mine's more focused on just like horror and the stuff that we like. Then with Mike's is a bit about almost everything. And
that's fun though. Like you just you got a little bit of everything between the two of you.
Yeah. But I was doing Pink Sock for like. I started doing Pink Sock like 4 years ago, I think it was.
Yeah, you guys had a good run.
Yeah, so I was like the replacement co-host. I started off as a guest because he wanted me on for some reason. I'm like, okay. And then started like a weekly guest thing, and then during COVID, and then his co-host couldn't do it anymore, so yeah, I jumped in for those 3 years. And then, which is fun because it's really helped with my social anxiety as well.
Yeah, for sure.
And just to chat to new people.
Yeah,
it's good too. So.
Social anxiety it's tough. It's like I am not extroverted by nature. Like that was a learned trait.
Yeah, everyone fucking have social anxiety, man. Like me and my head chef were talking about like a week ago or so. Like we all have fucking social anxieties, man. But like sometimes you just have to overcome it.
Yeah, I like have to literally mentally prepare myself for any time that I have to do an event around big people. Like one-on-one, totally fine. But like more than 5 people, I'm like, okay, you can do it.
And especially like, you're doing everything by yourself too for EEEEK Coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you don't really have a team.
No, but I get a lot of help and a lot of support. And so like, I would not say that I do everything myself, but like I am every department. But there's so many people that like I could not make happen what happens without them. So like I'm very, very grateful for that. Like there's a lot of people just in my support system and creative people in Pittsburgh that like I can't do what I do without them. Without them, it's me running around talking about coffee and monsters. And that's not always that fun. So while I do all the marketing and while I do, the designs and whatever, like I still have like for all my events that I do, like my Drop Dead Crafty event, like I can't do it without artists that trust me to showcase their work. I can't do it without Scarehouse that lets me be the venue. Like I have so many people that really help me with it.
Yeah, and it's a tough gig, man, because I'm pretty sure AC has a small team with him with Catfight. So I guess when he goes on tour, either his wife or he has somebody to take the orders and ship them out or whatever.
Yeah.
But just doing what you're doing, man. Like where can you see EEEEK Coffee go like in the next couple of years? Like you say you've been doing it for 2 years, right?
So I started like August 2020. And so it's taken a turn that I didn't expect and I really like. I'm doing a lot more event curation, like hosted with EEEEK, that I tried that out just to see what would happen in March of this year. And I just wanted to have a space where like EEEEK hosted artists and creators and spooky people in general in Pittsburgh, because we've got so much talent here. And I wanted to do something with that. And I also like to hand people coffee and talk to people and learn about them. And so I was like, how can I put that together? And so I ended up doing Drop Dead Crafty, which is essentially like an artist market. And I have it in a really unique venue. So like I curate each artist to the space that it really makes them pop. And I fell in love with doing that. And so I did another one in September. And I would like to continue to do that and just keep doing shows hosted with EEEEK and then having EEEEK be the sponsor for it. It was not something I anticipated, but I've kind of fallen in love with it and I want to see where it goes.
Yeah, hopefully you can still do it in the next couple of years' time. You know, it's still early, but like, you know, just don't give up. You know, just keep grinding and fucking doing what you do best, man. Like, you know, and you're doing a good job with it. So, and hopefully you can ship to Australia. And I don't care how much. I'll pay $60 for.
I will change that just for
you know, but like, yeah. Well, look, thanks for hanging out, and guys, make sure to check out EEEEK Coffee. Check her out on Instagram. Her website's eekcoffee.com, correct?
No, eekcreaturecafe.com. But you were close.
Close. And guys, I do have merch as well, so all profits and procedures goes to me and my rent and food, because the man's got it.
I'm gonna have to buy one of those beans. Those are cool.
Yeah, hang on, see if I can make it bigger. But here we are. No. Yeah, but go and buy like hats, beanies, shirts, mugs, whatever. I will probably come up with some other cool stuff, maybe sweatshirts and shit like that.
Sweet.
Yeah. And I know the price is a little bit too expensive for here in Australia, but guys, suck it up. You know?
Suck it up.
You know? It is what it is. Everywhere is expensive these days, but yeah. But
isn't that the truth?
It is. But
well,
I did put a 15% code up to the end of the year, so people can start complaining that that's too expensive. But no, I appreciate you for coming on, and guys, be kind and stay creepy, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.
Thanks for having me.